Hello everybody, welcome back to a new video. So today I'm going to talk about the first day bringing a bird home. So I know after I made the video of things you need to know before getting a cockatiel, a lot of you were messaging me about things to know when bringing them home for the first day. So we actually have a new addition to our family. This is Kiwi. Come here, say hi Kiwi. Come here. Hi Kiwi. You should see him right now. He's looking at himself. Okay, so Kiwi is a Quaker parrot, or also known as monk parakeets. They originate from Argentina, and he just turned 5 months old. We got him when he was 4 months, so we got him around December 12th. And honestly, I kind of forgot what it was like to bring home a new bird, and especially a baby. I can't say I've ever owned a bird as a baby. I've always done rescue birds, but he's been my first little baby bird and I've been learning a lot. So when you first bring a bird home, you gotta understand this is a new environment for them. Doesn't matter if you get them as a baby, as an adult, as a rescue, it's gonna be scary. They might stay quiet, timid, they might stay in the corner of their cage, not say much. It might be a few days until they even make a little sound. Be very patient with them and give them lots of space. The last thing you need to be doing is just coming up to their face, trying to hold them, grab them. And I know it's hard because you're probably so excited when you bring a bird home. You just want to cuddle them and just get to know them, but give them their space. Don't be concerned if maybe the first day your new bird doesn't want to really touch their food, touch their water. This is normally normal. Again, new environment, they're a little bit scared, they're timid, probably not hungry. That's not their first thought. Their first thought is, where am I? What in the world is kind of going on? So keep in mind, when you get a new bird, the first 2 weeks are crucial. These are the first 2 weeks where your bird is gonna most bond and get used to you. So it's super important that when you first get a bird, those first 2 weeks, you're spending as much time as possible. It could be sitting around their cage, just talking to them, letting them get used to you, letting them come to you mostly. You never want to force a bird out of its cage because it's going to just think you're intruding on its home, and it's going to think that, what the heck, I can't trust this person kind of thing. I remember when we first got Kiwi, first he was very quiet. Luckily, he was very friendly. He came onto our hands since he was hand-tamed, so that was an easy part. So we kept him around with us a lot, talking to him. He got very used to us. He got used to our voices, us being there. And he really enjoyed being kind of near us. That's just kind of his personality. But most birds won't be like this. Most birds will kind of just be like, don't touch me, get away from them. So kind of learn to read around the personality of the bird, and especially the type of bird. A lot of different breeds of birds react differently. For example, cockatiels, they're very, very shy and timid. That's just going to be them when you first get them. Quaker parrots, they're very social, active birds. But Kiwi didn't say really a little squawk until maybe 5 days, until we actually heard him start to squawk and mimic sounds and start to actually talk. First day, it was really hard to get him to eat anything. He ate very, very little. Second day, he started to eat a little bit more. Then the following days, he was just eating and eating and eating, and he got used to us very quickly. I think it took maybe like a day and a half or 2 days for him to feel comfortable. Again, it's going to be different for every bird. Every bird's going to have their own time frame, and you just got to be patient and work with it. The other thing is, I know that bringing the bird home, you're going to want it to be introduced to all of the fun toys. You got it, all the cool little playgrounds you have for it, and all the treats you want to try with it. Just hold up for a second. They're probably not going to want to be playing with their toys. They're probably not going to want to try any weird foods you're passing them. Just let them be. Sit around them, talk to them, just get to know them, but don't overwhelm them. The next thing is that when you are, after a while, they get a little bit comfortable and you want to let them out of their cage or let them get to know their outside environment a bit more, keep in mind that birds usually map out the location that they're in. So if they don't have it really well mapped out, they're going to bump into things. I remember Kiwi sort of knew how this house kind of ran, but he still, when he flew, he would tend to kind of crash land a lot. He wouldn't realize there'd be a wall, he'd stop before the wall and kind of just flop to the ground. Now he's excellent. He knows where every single counter is, where every single perch is. He knows how to navigate his way through this home. But that's not going to be the case when you first bring a bird home. They're going to need to get used to where they are. They're going to need to kind of know where they can land. They're going to need to know the walls, the perimeters. This is going to take some time. So when you first do get them used to outside of their cage, you're going to have to surveillance them like a toddler, literally. You don't want them bumping into anything. You don't want to have any accidents. So that's in general for birds. Specifically when you're bringing home a baby bird though, there are quite a few things you're gonna have to keep in mind. Firstly, when you bring a baby bird home, usually birds are ready to be weaned when they're about 4 months old. That's usually the time that you're able to buy them. Something you want to keep in mind is that their poops. Their poops are gonna be kind of jelly-like. They're gonna poop a lot more than an adult bird. Baby birds typically don't really know that they can hold in their poop, so every little urge that they feel, they're just gonna let it out. It's not like those solid poops that kind of just roll. It's gonna stain pretty much everything. This usually starts to solidify after about a month when you've had them. Not entirely, but a majority of it will be. Well, bringing a baby home means that everything is new to them. Absolutely everything. So they're developing kind of their common sense per se. I remember when we brought Kiwi home, he was very confused about his feet. I'm not sure why, but he would just kind of lift up a foot, take a look at it, and just kind of go like this. He was very interested with his feet. I'm not sure why. But even like, he had a bit of trouble learning to walk. We had to teach him to like kind of climb up ladders, and we had to teach him where his food was, where his water was, kind of just pointing to it or like bringing him like in front of it. So he'd be like, oh, that's my water, or oh, that's my food. And then he'd kind of click in that idea. He was super clumsy when we first got him. Like he'd trip over his own 2 feet all the time. So make sure that you keep them somewhere where they're not gonna easily just fall off and get hurt. So baby birds, you've gotta surveillance them heavily. So they're gonna try and eat things that aren't edible. They're gonna wanna rip apart everything. They're gonna be curious about pretty much everything. They're gonna think everything's food. They're also not gonna understand the concept of something that is hot or cold. They'll just kind of try and step inside something that's burning hot, and you gotta kind of prevent them from doing that. Don't give them any chances. They will get themselves into dangerous situations, which you gotta just kind of be monitoring them. So the other thing is when you bring a baby bird home, they're still kind of learning to fly. They're not gonna know how to fly, and most breeders are gonna clip their wings. When you do bring a bird home in general, just make sure that you have something to catch all the food that they're gonna throw, because they will throw all their food on the ground. There's gonna be seeds everywhere, so you're gonna have to be looking into vacuuming. Is there something you'd like to tell the audience? Are you gonna send kisses? Send kisses to the audience. Mwah. Also gonna talk about location. So when you bring a bird, yes, when you bring a bird home, like you, when you bring a bird home, location of where you place the cage is extremely important. You want to place it somewhere where people are going to be mostly around. As well, another really important thing is somewhere where your bird can feel absolutely safe, especially to sleep. Got Kiwi a tent, and that is his safe space. He goes into that tent when he wants to sleep, when he wants to be left alone. That little tent is his safe space. We just have to make sure to keep it clean, but in general, that's his. Aside from that, bringing a new bird home is just all about bonding. They love being with you, hearing your voice, being on your shoulder, just anything that you do, they want to be a part of. So just make sure you're prepared for that, because it's gonna be like having a clingy little baby that follows you everywhere. Exactly. Thank you, Kiwi. So that was it for this video. I hope this kind of gave you an idea of what the first day and week is gonna look like bringing a new bird home. You're so chatty. You're so chatty, aren't you? Yeah, you have a lot to say to people? You have a lot to say? Okay. So, if you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Hopefully I will get around to making a few more videos. Make sure to follow Kiwi's Instagram. That is baby Kiwi the Quaker. I will leave the link down in the comments below. That's it until next time. Bye bye. See Say bye-bye, Kiwi. Bye-bye.